Your ego is what's limiting you and destroying your potential. If you go to the gym for 1 year and you see no progress, you are the problem. But sometimes people will think, oh, because I'm working hard, and they're too egotistical and they're too full of themselves, and they think, well, I put all this work in and hard work means success. Oh, hard work means nothing if it's not done right and smartly. If you went to the gym 1 year and you have no progress, that is all you. You're doing something completely wrong. And I don't care how hard you're working, you're doing something wrong. You're not sleeping, you're not dieting right, you're not like, I don't know what's your problem, but it's you. It's not the gym, it's not your body, it's you. It's what you're doing. But people who have too much ego that they can't even think that. They can't think they're the problem. They'll blame it on their body's not recovering enough, or who knows, or they won't even see it. They won't even have enough. They'll force themselves to not see it. They won't look in the mirror, or they won't reflect on themselves because they just think they're too good for themselves to look in the mirror and see. And if they think too good to look in the mirror, but they know deep down that they didn't make progress. So if they do look in the mirror, they're gonna see no progress, and then all their work is gonna be like destroyed, and it's gonna hurt them. But because they have too much egos and they're not humble enough to take that pain, they're gonna not look in the mirror. And also, not all hard work is the same. Not all hard work is the same. You can do a 9 to 5 job for a whole year, but that is not as hard as starting a business from zero for a whole year. So it's different type of works, and they pay differently. One way harder, but you're still doing work. They're both work, but it's just one is you get different results, and one is pays more. One has different outcomes. So not all hard work is the same, and people can't see that. People think, oh, I'm working hard in my 9 to 5 job, and they think they deserve way more. Bro, you're not the one starting the business. You're not the one who had to start from zero, had zero customers, zero employees. You're not that person. So of course you're not getting paid as much as he is because he took that risk that you didn't want to take. So of course he gets to get that and you don't. Just because you, who came out of nowhere, who is so replaceable, signs up to work and you agree to get this pay, you think you deserve more? That's a lot of ego in that, to be honest. And then they have the audacity to say, oh, they don't deserve that. They didn't work for it. So they're saying it does not take work and it's like super easy. And then why don't they do that? Why don't they start a business and get hella money? And their response is like, well, I don't want to start a business or it's not what I want to do. Bro, then why are you complaining about someone else who does it? And you do need to do that. You're struggling, you need money to survive. And that's your ego again, talking about, oh, I don't need money. Or, bro, yes, you do need it. So I don't know why you're complaining. I don't know why you're lying to yourself just to win the argument. You do need money. So why would you definitely do that business. You would definitely start a business if it was you definitely want to start a business. But they said but anyway. And also people have too much egos that they can't lower the bar. They can't go down. They can't take a step back. They can't take a break. Say you go to the gym and you lift 100 pounds. From day one, you just put 100 pounds on the bench and you started lifting it for a couple weeks. But now it gets hard and you have to go down. People who have too much big egos that they'll keep the weight and then they'll get injured or that they will becomes too hard that they quit. Lower the weight. You can't lower the weight. These people have too much big egos and they think they're perfect the first time. And they deserve the progress that they get and no one, not me, is gonna be have empathy for them because you're too close-minded and not humble enough to even look at your work and reflect because it's too painful. There's pain in reflection. You could be doing something wrong for a year. Some people will look at that and they did something wrong. They know they did the bench or whatever workout wrong, but because they did it the first time this way and they think they're the special, they think they know it all, they won't change their routine or anything like that. The way they do it. And they deserve what they get because they're not gonna get new progress or they're gonna limit their potential. So be able to make changes to your plans, to your schedule. The schedule you first made is not gonna be correct. You're gonna have to make changes to that. You might have to lower it down, and that's completely okay. Or you might have to increase it, and that's completely okay. But people, oh, I'm a first time maker. They think the first time they did something is completely right, and they're so special and they're so unique. It's like, bro, your schedule has to change. It's not gonna be complete. But because of their egos, they're gonna keep it like that. And because they didn't change it, add tweaks to it, it's not optimal. And because it's not optimal, they're limiting their potential. Oh, and going back to the weight, sometimes it's better to go less is more. And I'm starting to actually see that. It's very true. You could keep that 100 pounds weight, but then you'd get injured and then you'd be in the, and then you take a break from lifting for 2 weeks. But if you would have just lowered the weight, you would have kept going and you would have got more progress doing less. So sometimes it's better just to do a little less because you don't want that break. You don't want those days off. You don't want to get injured and, right? Or get sick. And then your habit, your streak of showing up like that, destroyed. And that's it. Hopefully I said everything completely right and understandable.